Hello, 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 and welcome to a fresh start. How are you? I hope your week had started off phenomenal and that you're having the best week you've ever had in your life. I'm Shauna Grace, and I enjoy coming and being with you to talk about a fresh start. We have been talking about a fresh start in various areas. And this week, we're going into letting people go. Letting people go. I want you to know that your fresh start sometime is going to involve letting people go. It's not always going to involve you holding on to people. And we're going to talk about that this week, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. That's the times that we're here so that you can begin to think and evaluate your fresh start, deserving you to cut some ties, cutting some ties. I am a certified life coach. For those who have not been with me, this is your first time. I am a certified life coach, and I enjoy coming and bringing my experiences to you to let you know that you are deserving of your fresh start. I am a believer. I've already prayed, and we're going on into this talk this morning. Many times we hold on to things when we need to let go. For those who may have been to a house of the Lord on a Sunday morning or maybe a Bible study night, you may have heard of Ecclesiastes 3, where it says, "To everything there is a season and a time and a purpose under the heaven." And then that's the first verse, and the second through the eighth verse goes into the different times. And I want you to know that there is a time to let go, and there is a time to hold on. There's nothing wrong with letting go, nothing wrong with holding on. But the line is where you need to understand when to do that. Okay? Just take a moment and think how it is to let something go. And you might say, "Oh, I know how it is to let go, honey. I can let stuff go in a minute." Really? Let's really think about that. You say that it's no problem for you to let go, but yet you hold on. Okay? The sixth verse of Ecclesiastes is our basis for this morning. Ecclesiastes 3 and 1, as I have already said, "To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven." Sixth verse says, "A time to get and a time to lose, a time to keep and a time to cast away." Now, if the Bible can tell you that you need to let go. If the Bible can tell you that you need to move on, then you may want to do that when it's necessary. Now you say, well, how will I know? How will I know that it's necessary? Okay. Anything, Bishop Oles said this, and it bears repeating. Anything that costs you your peace is too expensive. Anything that costs you your peace is too expensive. I would like to say anything that costs you your fresh start is not worth it. Your fresh start, the freshness of it. You know, you walk out in the morning. Some people just go on the porch with their coffee to get, excuse me, to just sit out and breathe in the freshness of the air. And this is what your fresh start is, the freshness of the new you. And as I often say, I often show, I have a mug that says, or a coffee cup, every day is a fresh start. Every day is a fresh start. Every day is a fresh start. And anything that comes at that freshness, you need to reevaluate. Is it time to lose it? Is it time to cast it away? You are deserving of being fresh all day. Now, we know toward the end of the day, you know, it gets kind of funny. You're tired and all of this kind of thing. But it shouldn't be because you did not maintain your fresh start. Being tired because you know you carried something all day, and I'm not talking about burdens, I'm talking about the type of work you do. Your muscles are tired, you know, and you've walked and walked and walked and walked and walked and walked, and you're ready to sit down. Yes, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about that's a natural tired. I'm talking about being tired from just revisiting pain and hurt that people have inflicted on you. And I need you to understand that you need to let whatever it is go that is costing you the freshness of your start. We touched on some last week about you dressing, you and your BFF are going to an event. You are dressed, you love the way you look, and you are ready. Y'all are riding together. So you're waiting for her to show up. Excuse me. She gets there a few minutes early, and maybe you're putting on your shoes, you know, and she comes in and makes the statement, "Good, where you going with that on?" And you look at her like, "I'm going to the event." And she'd be like, oh no, no, not with that. You not, no, you're not going with that. You are not going with that. You're not going with that. And you're like, what's wrong with that? Tell me, no, you got more better stuff in your closet than that. And you let her walk you all the way to the closet to change out of what you felt good in and felt good looking like. Maybe it's time for you to reevaluate you and her's friendship. Hold on a minute. All right. Thank you. And so, because what she did, she actually just announced to you that she doesn't like your taste in clothing. You say, well, oh no, it's not like that. That's she does that every once in a while. That's not every time she comes over. It shouldn't be one time that she comes over. That she takes it upon herself to redress you for you to fit her acceptance. When you find that that is happening, it's time for you to sit down and have a talk with this BFF. Find out, why does she feel like she has the authority or the right to judge what you have on. And if she says, "Oh, girl, I know you. You don't even dress like that. I just know better." And no, no, no. What makes you feel like you have the right to redress me? And the question before you get to her is to you. What gives you the right to let somebody impose their satisfaction on you that's different from your satisfaction on you, about you? See, we want to look at people and say, why did they do this and why did they do that? The question is, why did you allow them? Why did you make them feel comfortable enough to do that? You said, well, that's my friend, and we grew up together. And I don't care if you were born together. When you start embracing that kind of stuff, you need to go back and evaluate. Have you pulled some of your boundaries out? Because at one time you had them real good. You had them real good. And in having them real good, okay, you wound up letting people know without saying a word how you feel. You get me? Without saying one word how you felt. Because you paid attention, and we talked about this, to your boundaries. You paid attention to them. Now you relaxed yourself. And in relaxing yourself, you have wound up allowing people to start making and molding you into what they accept. Let me tell you something. If a person does not accept you, excuse me, if a person does not accept you, the way you are, then maybe y'all season is up. Because you are changing. The pastor preached that a visiting pastor that came to preach for my son's installation as pastor of the ministry he'd been preaching in Sunday. His subject was becoming. We are becoming. We are becoming. You are constantly changing. The way you look today is not the way you looked when you were 15. The way you looked at 20 is not how you look today. Now, there's some people we say haven't aged a bit. Their face looks the same way it did in high school, in college, but body-wise may have changed. May have had a couple of children. Now, some people, they go right back. They work on it. They get a trainer because they don't want to be, they don't want all that baby fat left on them. But the bottom line is you had a baby. Your body will never be the same as a woman again. Another human being has lived inside of you. There's stretch marks. There's a different mentality now. You're not just concerned about you. You're concerned about you and that little one you brought in the world. You get what I'm saying? So what happens is the fact that we look at, oh, that's that we get down like that. No. No. That's too much getting down. Excuse me, if you're allowing that treatment, that's too much getting down. It's too much. What I need you to understand is that you have to know your world is just that, your world. Your world. Your world. You see what I'm saying? I want you, as we talk this week, I want you to think about having the strength to let some people go. That might even be the family. You feel like, well, my family is all I have. I agree. At the end of the day, your family is all you have. All these friends and all, even your BFFs. Stay sick long enough. Now they'll hang with you. BFFs will hang with you, 2 or 3 months. They right there, taking shifts. They stay sick 6 months, 8 months. Stay sick a year. And you're going to start seeing folk wean away. But you know who's going to stay there? Family. Somebody in family is going to stay there. They're going to hold themselves accountable to take care of their loved one. But even with family, if they're around you and they have a distaste for you, then you might need to reevaluate. Not that you all are not still family, but maybe your presence need to be a little bit less, since it seems that this distaste is such that you are left feeling some type of way every time you leave their presence. I've been through it. And as hard as it was, I had to make a decision. I'm not going to keep going through this. I'm out. I'm out. And I remember how I didn't like it. It was hard. And I'm talking about in the immediate family. I ain't talking about third, fourth, fifth cousin twice removed. I'm talking about immediate family. Immediate family. And what happened was I had to just totally back off. I mean, when I say back off, I had to back off. No phone call, no visits, didn't take no phone call from them. I totally cut completely OFF off. And it took the Lord. I mean, because I fear him. And I don't care what I want to do and how I like it. If he tells me to do different, we may, we gonna like Jesus. We got to talk about this. But at the end of me talking, if he's still saying the same thing, I got to do it. And he had told me a particular thing to do on this person's birthday. And with everything in me, I wanted to be like, you can't be for real. He was. And I got like Jesus. Nevertheless, okay, let's go. Had I not obeyed the voice of the Lord, I'd have never experienced what I experienced. When I picked up the phone, they cried like Jesus had died again. At this time, wasn't getting up. I mean, they bawled. But I would have never heard that. Number one, had I not just pulled away, said, forget it. I'm not going to do this. This is done. Don't mean I don't love you. Don't mean if you get in trouble, I won't be there. It just means that until you do some renovations to you and how you feel, we won't have that conversation. We just won't communicate, period. Okay. So I want you to understand as we close for this morning, it may be hard to let some people go, but get the strength, pray, and ask for the strength to do what you need to do. They were so glad to hear from me again because they knew nobody loved them like I did. And when I pulled away, oh, sure, they had other people they could call, but they didn't know and didn't trust that they loved them the way I did. They knew when they called me, it was done. It was a pure heart, all of that. They knew it. And no hidden agenda, just we family. That's it. But I had to let go. I had to. I had to let go. Because had I not, I would be destroyed. I wouldn't be able to sit here and talk to you and tell you you can do it. I wouldn't be able to. I would not be able to do it. But I was becoming things that I should have been taught when I was a child have took me up in way later years to learn. And I can sit here and talk to you today, tonight, this evening, this morning. This morning here with me is 5:32 a.m. But whatever time zone you in, I can sit here and I can say to you, it can be done. Because my fresh start was worth it. My fresh start was worth it. There's no way I'd be who I am today had I not walked the toughness of a fresh start. And there is a toughness. And that 6th verse of Ecclesiastes 3 is where the toughness is. Again, a time to get and a time to lose. A time to keep and a time to cast away. Yeah. And you got to understand it's necessary. And we're going to talk about that tomorrow. How it's necessary that you let go. It's necessary to let go. It's necessary to let go. Okay? So join me tomorrow morning. Well, join me in your time zone. And let's talk some more about your fresh start deserving the let go process the castaway process, not in a mean way, but in an essential way. Have a good one.